Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm Isa and I'm thrilled to introduce you to my World of Warcraft Beginner's Guide series. It's 2024 and I know many of you might not have had the chance to experience this incredible game. If you're just starting out in World of Warcraft, you're in the perfect spot. To ensure you catch all the upcoming videos in my Beginner's Guide series, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't downloaded the game yet, you can just Google World of Warcraft and you will be able to find this website. It will take you here. Before you commit to the game, you can just download and try the free trial, which allows you to play up to level 20. In today's video, you'll learn how to get started with the game. We'll dive into realms, servers, factions, races, and class creation. You're welcome to use the timestamps below to jump ahead to specific sections if you prefer. Now, let's dive into the video. As you can see, I'm on the Realms page of the game. Realm selection is a significant decision that every player must make. Several factors come into play, such as your region, time zone, preferred player style, and whether or not you plan to play with your friends. In World of Warcraft, a realm, or server, represents a distinct instant of the game world. Players within the same realm can fully interact with one another, forming communities and engaging in activities together. So, while the game does offer some cross-realm opportunities, that enables grouping with players from other realms. Certain features are exclusive to players within the same realm. So, as you can see here, I'm currently on the EU server. It's separated into English, German, French, Spanish, Russian, and Italian. And on the English server, you see there are a lot of realm names. Your chosen realm essentially becomes the home for your character. But don't worry, you're allowed to create multiple characters on multiple realms. So at any point if you want to make a new character on a new realm, it's totally okay. You can see that I've done the same. All the realms that are green here are realms that I have characters on. Before you pick your realm, you should ask yourself two questions. 1. Are you planning on playing with friends? If so, then you need to find out which server they're on. So are they on the EU server or on a US server? I'm currently playing on the EU server. Or which realm they're on. So once you find out the server, for instance, if I'm your friend and we're going to play together, then I would say, hey, I'm playing on the EU server and I'm playing on the Doomhammer realm. Then you'd go ahead and create a character on that realm to be able to play with your friend. The other question that you could ask yourself is, hey, is this server or realm in a region or time zone that's good for you? So would it make sense for you to create a character on an EU realm if you're in the US, or vice versa? That's a question that you need to answer for yourself. You can check realm status on the worldwarcraft.com to see all the time zones associated with the realms. Now, on realm types, Blizzard has made it pretty easy for you to pick the server type nowadays. There used to be 4 different types of realms. So you see here is realm type. Before you'd see PvP, which is player versus player, PvE, player versus environment, RP, roleplay, or RP PvP, so roleplay PvP, player versus player. Now you only have 2 options, as you can see above: normal, which is non-specific rules on this realm, or role-playing realms. If you're a type of person that likes to enjoy a player versus player environment, then you still have the option to toggle PvP on and off using this feature called War Mode. If you go to your capital city, you can switch on War Mode and then you will be constantly in PvP. You also want to consider the realm population, which you can see over here. So if you hover over population, it says new player realms. Realms will give you the best player experience if you're new to the game, and full realms are crowded, but you have options in between, such as low player realms, medium, and high. If you're trying to enjoy the game at a slow pace by yourself or with a group of friends that are also new players, then I'd recommend a new player server. If your goal is to get to the end game as fast as possible, I would recommend a medium to high population realm. Avoid realms that are full, such as this one here. I didn't create a character on here when it was already full. But if you scroll down and you needed to create a new character, I wouldn't create a new character on any of these realms that are full. The reason for that is that full realms may come with a queue time, which means that you'll have to wait just for you to be able to log on. And I don't think anybody has time for that, right? I don't have time for that. I wouldn't want to wait, especially if it's just a new character and you haven't established anything on that realm yet. You don't want to waste your time. You can never go wrong if you pick a medium population realm. There are plenty of those available. And I'm just looking at the English server right now. Now that you've chosen your realm, let's take a look at factions. So I'm just going to pick a random realm right now, and that way you'll be able to see the different factions. I'm going to pick a low population normal realm. This does not mean that we're going to be creating our character here. This is just so that you can see. So I don't have any characters on this realm, so it'll automatically take me to character creation, to the character creation screen. As you can see, now you would have to choose your faction. On the left side you see Alliance, and on the right side you see the Horde. In World of Warcraft there are two factions, Horde and Alliance. Each faction has its own set of races that you can play. Whichever you create will determine things such as where your character will start in the game, the zones, and the quest experience. While a lot of players can be completely loyal to one faction, you can still play both sides. So you can create a Horde character and turn around and create an Alliance character. Some players enjoy that because then they'll be able to get the full storyline of Azeroth and have different experiences, because your start zone and the quests you receive is going to be completely different for Horde and different for Alliance. Once you've decided which faction you'd want to choose, I'm going to just say I'm currently on a Blood Elf character under Horde. Then you would decide which race that you'd want to be. So, World of Warcraft, both Horde and Alliance offer a diverse array of races to choose from, as you can see here. And we can categorize them into three main groups: core races, multi-faction, and allied races. The core races are the foundational races that have been around since the early days of World of Warcraft. So for Alliance, there are 6 core races. On this side, Human, Dwarf, Night Elf, Gnome, Draenei, and Worgen. And the Horde has 6 as well, which consists of Orc, Undead, Tauren, Troll, Blood Elf, and Goblin. If you're not sure which faction you actually want to choose, then you can select one of the multi-faction races. These are unique in that you can play either Horde or Alliance. So once you get to the end of your starter zone, then you can select which faction you'd like to choose. And that would be the Pandaren or the Draktyr. But I must say that in order for you to become a Draktyr, you need to have another character on that realm at level 50. So we're going to ignore that one for now. So as you can see, Pandaren, when you start off with this character, you're neutral, and then you select your faction. The other category of characters are the allied races. Allied races were introduced in an expansion called Battle for Azeroth, and they offer additional race options for players. These races have their own unique stories and can be unlocked through specific achievements and quests. You can see them for each faction here. So for Alliance, there are 5. You have the Void Elf, the Lightforged Draenei, Dark Iron Dwarf, Koltiran, and Mecha Gnome. And the Horde has Nightborn, High Mountain Tauren, Magar Orcs, Zandalari Troll, and the Volpera. I think they're cute. Choosing a class is really exciting. You have to ask yourself basically, what type of player do you plan on being? Are you the type of person that would prefer to be in the middle of things, directly next to what you're fighting? Then you'd want to be a melee player. Or would you prefer to be further away? Then you want to be ranged. World of Warcraft offers 3 roles that your character can fulfill: a tank, DPS, or healer. A tank is a character that their primary role or class role is to absorb damage and prevent others from being attacked. DPS, or damage per second, as the name states, damage dealers are the ones who are responsible for dealing damage in the group. When you're questing, you will most likely want to be a DPS or a tank player while you're in the open world. And the other role is healer. Healer's primary purpose is to heal and protect their allies in the group. But you wouldn't want to really be a healer when you're questing in the open world. There are 13 classes in World of Warcraft. And I'm going to sort them into 3 different groups. The ones that can perform all 3 roles, tank, DPS, or heal. Ones that can perform 2 roles, or ones that are solely able to be damage. They can't tank and they cannot heal. So we're going to start off with the ones that can perform all 3 roles. In this you have paladins. That's what a paladin looks like. As you can see here, for each faction, the race will be lit up that are able to be paladins. And as you can see, if I were to click on an orc, you can no longer be a paladin. But I can be a human paladin, I can be a dwarf paladin, a Draenei paladin. Gnomes cannot be paladins either. And it will tell you below which races can play that class. So, if I'm hovering over paladins, it'll tell you as Alliance, you can be a Dark Iron Dwarf, a Draenei, a Dwarf, a Human, or a Lightforged Draenei. A Blood Elf, Tauren, a Zandalari Troll can be Paladin, and it will light up for you to be able to see. Monks can also be tanks, healers, or damage. And druids can also be tanks, healers, or damage. The next group are the group of players that can only tank or do damage. That would be the warrior, demon hunter, or death knight. In this same group, you have the classes that can only heal or do damage, and that would be priest, shaman, or the evoker, but we said that we would leave the evoker out because you would need a character on the particular realm that you select to be at level 50 before you can create the evoker. Lastly, we have the group that can only do damage. That would be your hunter, rogue, mage, and warlock. As I previously mentioned, some of the choices you make during character creation determines your game experience. All of the information to help you determine faction, race, or class is important to some players. On the other hand, some of us just ignore all that information. Some of us don't care. When I say some of us, I mean me. My race and class selection was simply based on the visuals. I mean, just looking at the Warlock, for instance. If the spell casting looked cool, or the character itself looked cute, like a gnome, for instance, or a blood elf, that's how I made my decision. If you'd like to read up on races and classes, check the description box below for links to the World of Warcraft website, and there you can go to the drop-down menu Game Info. There you can find out about classes, race, anything you want to know. In the next video, we'll jump into character creation and gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.